to Horror Hangout, a podcast where two bearded film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time. My name is Luke Condover-Kate. I'm joined by my regular co-host, Mr.
Ben Arrington.
And we have a returning guest today. How long? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? It was a certain amount of weeks ago.
And now she's back. Time anymore. I have no idea.
Welcome back to the show, Georgia Broad. Hey.
Hi. Thanks for having me back.
Hello.
Your bio might have updated, but I've got the old one. It says here, Georgia Broad is a senior editor and hand of the Queen at the Valkyries, your favourite nerdy girl gun, bringing you the freshest, nerdiest content, and she likes horror a lot. And then it goes on to talk about your Kickstarter campaign, which I'm fairly certain is now done, right?
It is done. It's done. They're out in the wild, printed versions. It's very, very bizarre to see, but we were really successful, which is sounds really big-headed to say, but it's just a fact, and people seem to be really enjoying it. So yeah,
that's cool. Any more plans?
Well, we want to serialize it, so we are giving ourselves a Christmas break, and then we're going to try and see what other horror movie. Oh, she's dropping hints. Horror movie inspired kind of tale we're going to go with next.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting.
Hopefully.
Congratulations, though, on the success of the
Thank you
Kickstarter.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what have you been up to in the last 2, 3, 4, or 4 weeks?
2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 6. Maybe more.
Who knows? Just it sounds really boring, but just uni work, watching films, and reading books. So
sounds good to me.
Yeah,
that does sound good. That's like 2/3 of my life there. You've just described. So
yeah.
Good old time.
What about you, Ben? What have you been up to since last week?
What have I been up to since last week? That's a great question. Not a lot. Christmas prep. Put up the Christmas decks. I'm just gonna. I've got a Christmas tree going on over there. It's good times. I didn't do much, to be fair. My daughter did a lot of the work. Just reminded you. Are you gonna decorate the garage?
No. I've got the trip and stuff. I just need to get a few more presents. I feel like I've left it a little bit late this year with some presents, but I've got Amazon Prime, right? They'll be okay.
Yeah, they'll be all good. And plus, it's like you can't leave it too late. As long as you give someone the Christmas present on Christmas Day, it's fine.
It's the thought that counts, not the actual receiving of the gifts. They don't have to get anything, do they? As long as I think about it.
I think everybody says, "Don't bother getting me anything," but deep down, everybody just wants. Don't bother getting me anything, Luke.
Okay. I'm going to give everyone envelopes of cash.
I respect that.
I don't think anyone would argue with that at all.
Or HMV vouchers.
Is HMV still? Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. I did go on a HMV recently, actually, and it looks more like just like a pop culture nerdy shop now rather than specifically a music shop.
And vinyl, or vinyl shop. They sell like vinyl records and stuff now.
Yeah.
I
respect that, though. They're adapting.
Their shelves, the stock on the shelves seems to be gathering up and reaching out of the shop, like the what's it called, the little bobblehead things again?
Funko Pop things.
Yeah, they're reaching out towards the customers. Yeah,
they just want to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they just want to escape. They need those Funko Pops are getting more and more specific every time I see one. So not only have I seen. This is the craziest one. I saw some Marvel ones.
Tuesday. Yeah,
obviously. Yeah, Captain America on a Tuesday in his sweats, Funko Pop. The other day I saw a Christmas Marvel Zombies one. So that's Marvel and zombies and Christmas. I feel like that's too specific an audience that you're going for there.
Which one was it? Like what Marvel hero was it that was dead and Christmassy?
Christmas.
Couldn't tell under all that zombie and Christmas stuff.
yeah. I might have just imagined it. Right now, I'm thinking back. I'm like, it's probably Marvel Zombies and Christmas separated. And I went, what? Trashed the display.
Yeah.
There we go. They're good. Nice little things to collect.
I like to go into HMV and just look at the Blu-rays I can't afford. They're always like super expensive, but they've got all the good stuff.
In the fancy steel books as well, so you can look at how pretty they are and then leave.
I would like to own that. Now I will leave.
Yeah, exactly.
And forget about it forever.
Yeah. We've got any horror news this week?
A couple of things on, I guess only a couple of weeks before Christmas. I say a couple of weeks. What are we at? 1 week before Christmas. What?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I've watched like no Christmas, not really any Christmas movies at all.
No, nothing yet.
Only
Next
one.
week I'll start.
Did you say one, Georgie?
Yeah, which one? Happiest season, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I am interested. I am kind of interested in that. How was it?
I have a lot of opinions, and I won't say anything because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. But it was a grave injustice, so I will say.
Damn, I do quite like Kristen Stewart these days as well.
She's love of my life.
Love of your life.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you've seen Underwater, then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much. Yeah, yes, I have. It's a great film. No spoilers. Die Hard marathon starts next week.
Oh, the marathon, eh? Yeah. What else have people been arguing about whether it's a Christmas film this week? Because that happens every single year.
Every year.
The Die Hard thing comes up, and you're like, I think I've experienced enough of this to never ever want to put my opinion out there ever again. I've seen Iron Man 3 added to the mix recently because that happens like at and around Christmas. I think so. But there's another one. I swear I saw another one recently which has been added to the mix. Whether it's a Christmas movie.
I'm not that.
I've got it. Sorry. Prometheus. So Prometheus. So apparently, in terms of like when the actual movie takes place
in the future,
it takes place on like Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and like the 27th of December, allegedly. Even though we're on another planet, so who knows what that means?
Is that meant to be some sort of rebirth of Christ kind of thing?
Probably.
Some sort of theme.
I've never seen it, but now I know it's a Christmas film. Maybe I will.
It's full of Christmas shit. Yeah.
I think we've got Idris Elba putting up a Christmas tree while like smoking a cigar, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. There's a good bit where they pull the cracker and there's an alien inside.
I got so excited. I don't know if that's real, but that sounds amazing.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it would be.
And a party hat. So it was
a little party hat.
The alien was wearing it. Yeah,
where would the xenomorph wear a party hat?
I can't fit those crowns on my head, so a xenomorph has got no chance.
Well, no, here's what we're saying. Would a xenomorph wear it on top of their head, big long black head, or the tiny little head that comes out of his mouth?
They should do that. I just thought they put it right at the back.
Yeah. To be fair, acid blood, it's not good to be wearing a tiny little thin tissue paper hat.
They snap it at the best times. If you get like a rogue bit of gravy or something, it melts in that.
A rogue bit of gravy. How are you eating your Christmas dinner that gravy
you don't
is
see
like...
it. I'll send you a video actually.
How do you eat? Just throw it at your face and hope for the best. Like.
Well, yeah. You've seen a dog eat, right?
Yeah, you seen a dog eat? I mean, just use your imagination. Sorry, I was going to go into horror news, so a couple of bits. Yeah. Bruce Campbell returns as Ash in Evil Dead the game, and there is a trailer which I did watch. Don't know if you guys saw this. I think this was released the trailer was released around about the Game Awards like last week, so I think that was when. But apparently it's going to be a co-op, so I'm assuming, I haven't looked into it, but I'm assuming it's going to be similar to like Dead by Daylight or the Friday the 13th game where there's like a 4 versus 1 scenario. I don't know.
It looked like 4 versus many. It looked more like Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was cool. It had King Arthur from movie number 3 in it, and had the girl, I can't remember her name from the TV show, which I've not seen.
Is it Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently so you can
and Ash.
So you can control Deadites as well, right? Or a particular demon.
What? Oh, maybe that would be cool though if you could play the thing in the woods.
Go through the trees.
Yeah.
That would be great. And also the Oldsmobile was shown as well, wouldn't it? Got to have that in there. Yeah, looks pretty good. I think it's just coming out on console from it just says 2021. PC and console, very, very nice. How exciting! Yeah. What else have I got?
I guess the cyberpunk thing is a bit of horror news. I can't stop looking at it. I can't stop watching videos where people are just ripping into it so badly, and I'm kind of pitying it now. Just leave it alone. It's dead. Surely.
Yeah. People, I didn't really know. Like I hadn't paid enough attention, but it just got released on sort of like last gen. So it got released on PS4 and Xbox and stuff. But it is going to be available on PS5 next year. I think like an automatic update or something, which kind of seems nuts to release such a big game at the sort of the turn of consoles.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll fix it all, but at the minute it's quite funny to look at.
Yeah. I was saying maybe the damage has been done, but then obviously Bethesda and Fallout 76 got a lot of crap for that game. But then if they released another Fallout tomorrow, everyone will be all over it. So
I'm hoping it'll be a bit of a No Man's Sky sort of situation where they'll, because that game looks great now. I've not played it, but looking at the trailers, it looks really cool. So I'm hoping they'll fix it up.
Yeah, it'd be good. I'll just wait until I've got the all clear and everyone says it's absolutely fine and dandy, and then I'll buy. Because imagine you spent like 50, 60 quid on
on
the deck came out. You'd be pissed. It happens. Okay, another bit of horror news. There's a photo from the set of the Orphan sequel, Orphan First Kill. Which doesn't. It sounds. It's like a tagline to an action movie rather than like a horror, isn't it? Orphan First Kill. So so the same actress, and I guess everyone knows the twist of Orphan currently, right? Is that right? Does everybody know the twist?
Have you seen The Orphan? Okay, you're cool. Yeah.
I was just waiting to look completely shocked when you revealed it.
I won't reveal it. I won't reveal it just in case anyone hasn't. But obviously there is a very big twist, and obviously going into a sequel of a movie that kind of hinged on the big twist.
Yeah, we might do a Brahms 2 situation where they turn back on the reveal in the first one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but that really worked as well, didn't it?
Wow, the sarcasm crumbling out.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm being sarcastic at the film, not at either of you guys, okay?
Well, he's in a mood tonight.
Do you know what I hated the most about that film? Is that I watched it with like a really a rowdy horror audience, and usually I love that because it's like the jump scares and stuff are great, but they were giving it so much credit. They were like leaping out their seats and screaming and covering each other's eyes. I'm like, don't do this. Don't do this to yourselves. Humiliating.
Yeah. I had same like the two people in front of me turned to each other at the end of Brahms 2 and said, "Wow, that's pretty great, wasn't it?" And I had to hold back and say, I didn't want to say, "No, sorry to bump into your date here." It really wasn't.
Guys, actually.
I'd give it a 4 out of 10 at best.
It's like let people enjoy things, but at the same time,
yeah.
I just want to say something. So there's obviously going to be a sequel to that, and the set photos is her covered in blood. So clearly, she's. I was about to say she's still doing the murders, but if this is
the first
kill, this is the first one.
That's terrible.
She's still doing first kills.
I'm assuming there's going to be more than one kill, right, in this film? Because if there's just the first kill and then the credits roll.
Yeah, be hella. I'll watch it. Is it what are they called? Castle Sky. What are they called? The
Dark
company?
Castle?
Dark Castle. Is it still Dark Castle?
I don't know. I don't know if that's even still a thing anymore. I mean, is it?
I think we've looked at it, and I think they were making stuff, but not horror stuff anymore.
Oh, well, no,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
The other thing was that Ben Wheatley dropped a trailer for his mysterious, apparently horror film called In the Earth. I don't know if you guys saw that this week. I didn't actually watch the trailer because I'm trying my best to not watch trailer, even though I'm sure it wouldn't be full of spoilers. But anyway, apparently, as a disastrous virus grips the planet, a scientist and a park scout venture deep into the forest for a routine equipment run. Through the night, their journey becomes a terrifying voyage through the heart of darkness as the forest comes to life around them. I mean, that's every Ben Wheatley film described there, Heart of Darkness. And I think we've even mentioned it before.
Yeah, I saw some promo stuff, and there was like a druid pagan kind of illustrate. You know, there's pagan illustrations. That's that kind of thing going on. So I'm excited.
I'm all for more of that
horror sort of thing. Yeah.
Reese Shearsmith, isn't it as well? So he was in a a field in England, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I was getting some Field of England vibes as well. So it might be quite.
Do you think? Can I watch this trailer? Is it safe to watch this trailer? Would you say?
Yeah, I have no idea what it's about at all.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. I just get a bit like too interested, too invested, and then suddenly the final shot is something I'm like, I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
And apart from that, what else? What else? The only other thing I put, because I've always got something to discuss Resident Evil wise, but have you guys been seeing any of the stuff they've been sharing from the movie reboot? Any of the like sets? Any of the?
No.
It looks like they're going really, really like close to the games. Like the stars emblem, even some of the sets look exactly the same as like some of the remake games. There's like an orphanage from Resident Evil 2, which looks exactly the same. And apparently the house they're using is. This is a bit. If you remember this, then because I didn't. Apparently, do you know in It Chapter 2 they stay in a hotel, and it's like a sort of big. It's like a big sort of like townhouse / mansion. Apparently, that's what they've chosen for the Spencer Mansion. So it looks a bit more, close quarters, but it looks like they're going really close to the games. So I'm very, very excited to see what they do with it. Especially as you know, they're doing a movie reboot and then a Netflix series as well.
All set in the same universe. I mean, the same.
I'm not 100% sure, but I guess so. It kind of makes sense if it was. But the cast is looking great as well. What's the actress's name from Skins who was in Crawl as well?
Kaya Scodelaria.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Then just...
I just said that's it. I've got it in front of me now, and it sounds right. And then that Tom Hopper, the big dude from Umbrella Academy, the one who's got like his monkey body. I think he's Wesker.
Yeah. I think there's a really good cast, to be fair. I think they've cast it really well.
Yeah. I mean, it looks awesome. So I'm very, very excited. Everything they're posting, like on Instagram and stuff I've seen from the actors has been like, I don't know, have they got stuff on set to make it look like they're going to be super close to the game? So they've got like herbs and stuff, like green herbs, which seems a bit mad. But yeah, and one of the actors posted the cover to the original game and said, "We've just shot a scene that looks exactly like this cover." So I'm like, I want to see it. But yeah, apparently 2021 again. They've said for potential release. So how exciting!
And there's this other TV show, Infinite Darkness, it's like a CGI.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that's just is it a TV show?
Either that. Well, the Sun newspaper might be getting confused because they're talking about the TV show and they're showing pictures from that.
Oh, Sun newspaper, you bunch of amateurs. Yeah, so I think there's an animated either feature length or a series. Yeah, as well. So
yeah,
Resident Evil OTT. If you love that, you're getting all the content in 2021.
Yeah, there was also the guys who made Dead Space. I've got a trailer out for a new game they're working on, which looks very Dead Spacey.
No way, really?
Yeah, I think it's called something. It's called something.
It's called something. So, so like a space horror type thing?
Yeah. Callisto Protocol.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like a CGI trailer sort of thing, but the concept looks good.
Nice. Very exciting. I think that's it for horror news, I believe.
Cool. Anybody seen anything this week? Anything good? Georgie?
I'm trying to actually rack my brains now. I've literally just been watching anime, so not horror this week.
What kind of anime? I haven't watched anime for a long time.
I'm exposing myself now. I've been watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I think. Wait.
That name rings a bell.
It's good. It's good. There's some pretty. It's not horror. I'm not going to pretend it is. There's some pretty wild bits though. Like there's people getting beheaded and their eyes getting poked out, and it's very I like
Awesome.
it. It's good.
Where do you watch your anime?
To be fair, this one's on Netflix so far.
There's a lot of anime on Netflix, isn't there?
They've got a decent selection, to be fair. Yeah. Yeah. So
Awesome.
yeah, but I'm currently reading a lot of horror for uni. So that's where I'm at the minute.
Prose or graphic novels or
prose and poetry. So I'm writing an essay about like gothic horror in the Arctic at the minute, and like so like Frankenstein comes into that a lot, and things like that, like ghosts and Arctic monsters. So, yeah.
What is the one that, not the fisherman, the John Langan story?
I don't know, but there's the Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, which is a poem that I'm writing about.
Sounds fun. Sounds awesome.
That sounds awesome, yeah. I don't think I've seen much this week. I rewatched Blade Runner 2049 because like Cyberpunk was coming out, and I thought I kind of want those vibes, and I still got to give it 10 out of 10. I think it's just unbelievable. No, George, you saying no?
I think she means no in the way that she means yes.
Well, the original Blade Runner is like one of my favorite films of all time, and I hated 2049. Hated it.
No way.
I know, right?
What is it that you didn't particularly take to?
Well, no. I'm a staunch believer in a film that's an hour and a half long is a perfect length, and that film takes the proverbial. Not a fan.
2 hours.
How long is
like
2 hours?
It's like 2 hours 45 minutes, I think, right?
That is a long film.
And I get that it's pretty, but I just don't think it needed to exist, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't have been happy with it existing if it wasn't directed by who it was directed by, and we've got a lot of love for Ryan Gosling. So when he's a lead in anything, I'm like kind of invested, and I don't know. I just feel like, again, we won't get into it massively, but in terms of like sound design and the soundtrack and that, it just felt, like so often that you watch a film and it's like 20, 30 years after the original, and it just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It immediately slotted in place for me, and I mean, I could totally understand why it wouldn't if you're a fan of the original.
Yeah, I think if I want Ryan Gosling and neon and great music, I go to Drive, because that film is amazing.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
I still listen to the soundtrack a lot to that.
Yeah. And apart from that, oh wait, I've one glare on omission. I did watch a movie called The Sound of Metal this week with Riz Ahmed. So I think it's on Amazon Prime now, but it's basically a drummer just like suddenly and unexpectedly goes deaf, starts like getting ring in his ear one night, and pretty much the next night he's completely deaf. And I thought it was amazing, like really, really emotional. Better as a film about like the deaf community and coming to terms with something like that, rather than about music. I was kind of expecting it to be like a film about a musician suddenly couldn't hear, and he's like, I still want to be a musician, and I'm gonna feel the beat instead of hearing it. But it wasn't really about that, and I kind of appreciate it, because as soon as the sort of music elements were shown, I was a bit like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this so much. But yeah, it was great. It's like really emotional, but yeah, the sound design is like unbelievable, to the point where it feels like, obviously I've not gone deaf, but it feels like a really realistic and probably faithful experience of what it must be like to go deaf, and then eventually what it must be like to try and come to terms with that, because you as the audience are almost taken on this journey where you come to terms with eventually watching a film in silence. And it's like you're coming to terms with that in the same way that the main character is. So yeah,
is it silent, the film, when he goes?
It's not silent, but the sound design is done in such a way where that it's not pleasant to like listen to, and it's not like when he's losing his hearing, you kind of experience exactly what he can hear. Some moments it kind of reverts back to dialogue, and you're it's like you're a fly on the wall, but for the most part, you're kind of experiencing everything in that. And
I wonder how many metalheads are going to turn up to that and be disappointed.
Well, this is the other thing. I don't want to be a I don't want to be like a genre elitist, but it says in all the descriptions he's in a metal band. He's not in a metal band.
Is he not?
They don't play metal at all. It's like they're like shit
the
royal
Sound of
blood.
Metal.
I know
Oh,
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
They're like a shit royal blood. They're a shit royal blood. That's what I thought. They're like, it's awful. And I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be in like a thrash band or something, or you know.
It looked kind of thrashy from the artwork.
I know. I thought that too. And I was really looking forward to it. So as I said, like the music side of it, I was glad that they didn't focus on that and they moved away.
Yeah.
Because it felt a bit pretentious. You know, it felt like, you know, there were so many people who were apparently appreciating this band and saying this band are the next big thing and this band are hugely talented. I was like,
you're like, they're just a shit royal blood.
No, they're not. It's a shit royal blood. Yeah. But apart from that, I really recommend it because probably one of my favorites of the year. Initially, I was really unsure, but because it allowed me to learn a lot about the deaf community. The fact that there's like sober houses for deaf people. That there's one of the actors in it who plays like a guidance counselor who works in a sober house. Like in real life, he's a child born of deaf adults, so he can hear, but he communicates with American Sign Language. And it was just great to sort of see that from his point of view. And the fact that somebody like that has been cast in a film like this, I think is good because it just adds to that realism of it. It just felt like a really genuine, like heartfelt film.
Yeah.
And it's badass.
I want to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I rewatched Gerald's Game this week. We did a movie night. And Gerald's Game is I really liked it. I like Mike Flanagan a lot. I really enjoyed it this time because a lot of people we were watching it with hadn't seen it before. This is an online movie club, and I really enjoyed seeing people's responses to the hand scene because it's just so grim, and it's like it perfectly captures the feeling of that scene that's in the book. It's a great film. I mean, it's only as good as the book is in the sense that the ending is still the ending, and it's not a particularly good. I don't particularly like it anyway. I didn't take to it. And then I watched Falling Down, which is on Netflix, which isn't a horror movie, but it's
amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. I've never seen it before, and I think that's quite a big one. A lot of people seem to bring it up as a sort of cultural touchstone. And it was, it's pretty great. I really liked, was it Robert Duvall?
Yeah, Robert Duvall, isn't it? Yeah.
He was excellent in it, like really kind. And I really wanted to hug him.
Not Michael Douglas then. You didn't want to hug him.
He needed a hug, but I did not want to hug him.
He needed a hug, but it's probably not a good idea to hug him because don't know what he did.
Yeah.
I've not seen that for quite a few years now. So
there's a great bit at the end where Michael Douglas' character says, "I'm not the villain, am I?" Like he's like coming to terms with the fact that he isn't the hero of this story. It's good. It's
like
good
that Mitchell and Webb look sketch. Are we the baddies? We've got little skulls on our caps. Are we the baddies? Yeah. Happens to the best of us. Nice. Anything else?
No, that's about it. That's about it. Other than Jennifer's body.
The best.
Body, yaddy, yaddy.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so Jennifer's Body is a 2009 American supernatural horror comedy written by Diablo Cody and directed by Karyn Kusama. Film stars Megan Fox, Amanda Seyfried. Is that how you say it? Oh, no, don't ever said that name out loud. Sorry,
Seyfried.
Right, Seyfried. Johnny Simmons and Adam Brody. A newly possessed high school cheerleader turns into a succubus who specializes in killing her male classmates. Can her best friend put an end to the horror?
So IMDb, this is a film that's not didn't do amazingly well, to be honest, when it first came out. IMDb has it at 5.2 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes critic score is 45, audience score is 34%, and Letterboxd has it at 3.2. A couple of choice Letterboxd reviews. Annika on the 27th of January 2017 put Jennifer's Body is better than The Godfather, 5 stars. And then Mr. Wasp on the 3rd of December 2020 put, the opening scene really drove me in. Unfortunately, after that, the movie happens. Half a star. So they were not keen on Georgie. They were not keen on the film. So it's a weird one because like it definitely seems like a cult movie to me, and I'd never seen it before. This is the first time watching me, but it's one of those ones that people always say you need to watch Jennifer's Body. Have you seen it before, Ben?
No, this was the first time that I'd seen it as well.
Just shaking it.
I don't really know why, because like 2009 me would have been all over a film with Megan Fox in it. But so I have no logical answer to why I've not seen it, because it's, first of all, it seems exactly like the kind of film I would watch. And when I watch it, it feels like, sometimes when you watch a film and you just go, this feels like this was made for me, just with so many different things going on. So I don't know why I didn't see it before. I don't know whether like when it came out I heard bad reviews, because if it was critically potentially panned, well, I don't know panned, but critically not acclaimed, then maybe I avoided it because of that. I can't remember what the trailers were like or something. Maybe I thought it was like Mean Girls-esque. Even though Mean Girls is badass.
Mean Girls is badass. That's a great film. It does seem like it'd be a difficult one to. Now that I've seen it, it seems like it'd be a difficult one to market properly because of the tone is quite a strange mix of stuff. For me, they should have just put young Neil on the trailer from Scott Pilgrim. And I would have gone to see it.
I was thinking, Georgie, what is your relationship with this film, and why are me and Luke so wrong for having somehow not seen it in 2020?
How long have you got? No, this honestly, it is one of my all-time favorite films, and I think I am the person that's always like, "You should watch Jennifer's Body." It's like my most said phrase, probably. And I think you've already hit the nail on the head. The way it was marketed, horror comedy is so hard to market anyway, and it was marketed really, really weirdly. Like it was aimed towards like young didudes, exactly like you said. Like I think the demographic of the people that went to see it opening weekend were 17-year-old dudes. Diablo Cody has come forward and been like, it was never meant to be marketed like that. It's a film that, as the letterboxd reviews show, women love this film because it's all about, it's again similarly to Ginger Snaps, which I had a massive rant about last time we were all together. It's a little feminist manifesto in a movie.
Yeah.
Like the line, "I'm not killing people, I'm killing boys." Like, I think the marketing, they had a really, really hard job, like you said, Luke, in terms of how to nail that down. And I think they just missed. And it's an absolute travesty that it is not as well loved as it should be. There's been a massive revival in people loving it, though, which makes me really happy. It is like a cult movie now.
Cult movies are my favorite kind of movies, where they kind of build up steam over time and find their audience. Like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I don't know why that. Pretty young Neil's in my head, I guess. But even that did like absolutely bombed. But that's an amazing movie. But yeah, so Megan Fox, is this around Transformers time? Is this her big?
So,
yeah.
So I think Transformers was 2007. So is she high school age in this film? I keep thinking that a few times. I was like, Megan Fox.
She's definitely not.
No. It's like the Curse of Grease again, where everybody who's supposed to be high school aged is between 25 and 40. Yeah. So
yeah, literally.
But yeah, so in terms of like Megan Fox's popularity, you would have think this was like at the pretty much the peak of it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she was like, I think she said in one of the interviews, she said she was really into it because the idea that if she acted badly, there weren't big robots to distract people from her acting badly, so she had to do a good job. I really respect that. So it was like a couple of years after, like you said, peak popularity, and I don't know if that kind of influenced how people thought about the film in a certain way, but I mean,
yeah, possibly.
She seems made for this role as well, though. I'm gonna say, like, it seems like a perfect casting.
Yeah, it was written with her in mind, I think, because she's just spot on, isn't she? Like, who else could do that? No one, you know.
Yeah. Karyn Kusama famously was in director's jail after making Aeon Flux. And it was a big budget flop.
God.
So she's not been able to direct anything massive for a while. And then she did a segment in the XX, which is a female horror anthology film. And then she did, what's it called? The one with...
The Invitation.
The Invitation, yeah. Well, I think she's starting to do more of that kind of thing. I've not seen... She's done another one called Destroyer, which I haven't seen, but...
with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
I've not seen that either.
Yeah. But I guess she probably did this and then Aeon Flux around that same time. Probably landed her in director's jail. String of bad luck, unfortunately.
So it looks like Aeon Flux 2005.
Oh, okay, yeah. So just a string of bad luck with. Aeon Flux. I liked that. I thought it was cool. Was it bad? I don't remember.
I've never seen it, to be fair.
Charlize Theron in the future.
I've not seen that either. No.
It's good, I think. Amanda Seyfried is in it as well, as the sort of the geekier Anita, needy, less sneaky.
Wait, what do they call her in this? What's her name? What's the
Needy.
character's name? Needy. That's it. For ages, I just thought it was like a nickname, but I guess it is shortened for Anita. But then I kept thinking, are they just calling her Needy, or is that her name? I can't. It took me a few like moments before I realized. J.K. Simmons is in it as well. What the hell?
Yeah. Mr. Robluski.
Yeah.
Also, there's another guy called Simmons. Johnny Simmons plays Chip Dove. Are they related? Johnny and J.K. Johnny K. Simmons. Are they the same person? Oh, is it?
Yeah. You cracked the code.
I suppose a younger J.K. Simmons. Well, I want to know what Johnny Simmons' middle name is, because if it's Carl, then we've unearthed something.
Yeah. Amy Sedaris is in it as well. I just seem to see her popping up all the time recently. She's in Mandalorian. She plays Needy's.
She is in Mandalorian. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't make that connection, but now I have. Thank you. Adam Brody as well.
I always like to see Adam Brody pop up in stuff. Because he was the talented one from the OC.
My love.
Or he was like the one I always thought would be in more stuff.
He plays this role really well, like whatever this role is, which is like a combination of
the killer's guy.
Yeah. Well, he has got in Brandon Flowers. He's got like mannerisms of Brandon Flowers down.
Yeah.
But then also he looks a bit like Pete Wentz, maybe.
I was so obviously.
What was that?
I was so in love with him. As you're listening to all these people, I was like, yeah, 100%.
This is something I haven't looked into, but sometimes when there are bands in films and then the songs are like original songs and they kind of get released, are they out there for us to listen to? The low shoulder, is it low shoulder?
Low shoulder. Yes, it is available to stream.
What's the song called? The Trees one?
Through the Trees.
Yeah.
Low shoulder, and what I have titled my master's dissertation. Hopefully there won't be a copyright claim, but that's fine.
Is this real?
Wow.
This is shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the soundtrack is like it's unbelievable. Like it's got so many songs I recognize, but then there were so many songs where I'm like, oh my god, I haven't heard that for literally years, and it just awakens something in your head where you're just like, oh my god.
There's one bit with. Sorry, you go on. You were saying.
There's like Dashboard Confessional song that I've not heard in a long time. I can't remember what it's called, but there's like cute is what we aim for. I was gonna say there's a Paramore song, but I think it's just a Hayley Williams song, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you just look in the background, there's so many that sort of Motion City soundtrack posters. George, you said there was a Fall Out Boy poster.
Yeah,
I saw that. Yeah.
Panic at a New Perspective, absolute jam, written for that film.
Of course, it was written for that film as well.
I believe so, because the video is shot on the set and everything. So
I don't know what I was doing I honestly do not. I can't explain what I was doing in 2009, where I was just like, "What's this? What came out in 2009?" Watchmen. I was probably like,
well, it's not your fault. It was the marketing. Blame the marketing.
Yeah, I blamed the marketing, definitely.
There's also a sword song in here, which I really, really enjoyed, which is like the stoner rock band.
When was that?
Halfway through, he's like swimming around, and there's like a stoner rock groove thing going on. It's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, apparently Cobra Starship as well. Do you remember them? Cobra Starship. They're on
You saying
Fueled
that
by
now.
Rama, weren't they? What was that?
I've got a whiplash from you saying Cobra Starship. Oh my god.
Oh, outstanding. Anyway,
Yeah.
it just
It is
seems
a good
to have
soundtrack. Yeah.
really captured a moment in time, I guess. And going back to it was pretty joyous. I say going back to it, visiting it for the first time was pretty joyous.
First kill.
But I felt like I'd gone back to it, I felt like I got in a time machine.
Yeah. I mean, so can't even remember how it starts.
Chris Pratt's in it as well, because Chris Pratt's in it at the start. Star-Lord.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
What a segue.
Yeah.
Stylistically, it feels like it's got some Edgar Wright-isms to some extent. That kind of stylistic director's hand that sort of is moving stuff around is a lot less sort of strong as Edgar Wright. A lot less heavy-handed, I guess is the right word. But yeah, it's also got, so Diablo Cody wrote it.
Yeah, she was the writer. Yeah.
Okay, she wrote Juno.
She did. Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm definitely getting some of those Juno vibes in the dialogue. It's good. There's some great lines in it as well.
It's a very, very quotable film.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
How does this film start? I can't even.
It starts with Needy. It sort of like starts with her in like a mental institute, and I mean I was very confused. Just even at this point, I was like, wait, what's going on? And then I was like, okay, right. So the story is basically told as a flashback.
It's a flashback within a flashback, isn't it? Because she's an inmate in the thing, and then she thinks back to her outside of Megan Fox's house about to kill her, and then they go back again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it sounds complicated, but it's not that jarring, is it? I guess it's quite.
No.
It's quite an easy follow. So yeah, she's obviously a kicker. That's what they say, isn't it? She's for some reason she's
easy to defeat.
Yeah. I just felt that was a bit mean. The lady came over to her and asked her.
Some people with a tooth out, didn't she?
Yeah. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't know how believable that was after watching the film. Like, I know obviously we're supposed to believe something has happened, but in terms of her personality wise, it almost felt like, why is she doing this? Bit mean. But yeah.
Well, she's I'm going to spoil the very, very ending note, but she's also a part demon at that point, isn't she? She's like half possessed or something, quarter possessed.
Okay.
So maybe it's that.
Oh, all right. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then it kind of goes back, and she just explains how everything started, and the fact that she's friends with Jennifer Check.
Correct.
Who's a popular cheerleader, and sort of everyone kind of thinks that they've not really got a lot in common. You know, that Jennifer is a cool, accepted person, and then Needy perhaps not so much.
Yeah, there's a crush sort of thing going on as well to some extent, I think.
Yeah, I think in one of the interviews that Diablo Cody did that I thought was really interesting, and it's like a very specific, I think, girl high school friendship thing that you're just always just a bit in love with your friends, and that's just kind of what the situation is, and I think that's obviously explored later on in the film. But I think it's that kind of like reverence that you have for your friends in high school, and you want to spend every minute with them, and you're always around them, and you just love them so aggressively. I think it's a take on that probably, but yeah, there's definitely something
going on. Yeah.
It's I get those vibes, but like an admiration as well, isn't there? There's like an admiration, not perhaps that she wants to be her, but she just like admires everything she stands for. What does one of her classmates call her at one point? Lesbi gay. Just because she's like gazing at her across the,
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah. So there. Feel free to jump in at any point, Georgie, and tell us where we're wrong or not capturing the magic. But they go to a gig at the local bar. Oh, we also introduced young Neil, who is Needy's boyfriend, who He plays in like a brass band, I think. He seems nice enough. They've been going out for a while.
Yeah, he's like a golden retriever boy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. He's not problematic at all. He's just like one of those straight up nice guys.
yeah.
And he kind of like is fine with Needy and Jennifer's relationship as well. You know, Jennifer's like, right, we're going here, and this is what we're doing. And even though you can see Needy's maybe like not maybe 100%, that's not 100% what she wants to do. She kind of goes along anyway to keep Jennifer happy. That's kind of the relationship they got going on, but it's not a bad relationship, I guess. I just think I loved Megan Fox's coat in this scene. The only thing that bothered me about it was that she never took it off, because I just thought it's gonna be warm in there. Everyone else is in t-shirts and stuff. She's got like this furry hood and outdoor winter coat. I was like, there's got to be a cloakroom area, even if it's a little pub. Put it on the back of a chair. You know, it was making me warm just from watching it.
They were fashion statements, those coats, though, in the early 2000s. Like, if you held one that you were cool, you had to have it on, so everyone knew how cool you were. Like, 100%.
Exactly.
We introduced like loads of people from like the local community. It's a small town. Everyone knows everyone. So there's like a young Indian boy who.
He's like an exchange student, I think they say at one point, don't they?
Yeah.
That's just his name.
To be fair,
exchange student kid, they call him.
To be fair though, if he's an exchange student kid and he's just going out to the local bar, I'm like, good on you, mate. He's trying to get out there, get in amongst it, experience everything in the small town culture. Let's do it.
Do we get the impression? We get the impression that Jennifer slept with a few people, including Chris Pratt.
Yes.
In the
unbelievable way.
I think she even says that they did a certain sex act at one point, doesn't she?
Yes.
That resulted in her having to sit on a bag of peas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Pratt.
I know. And he's like he's in the police academy, you know, all American.
Oh, he's wearing a t-shirt that says "I kill deers" or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weirdly, I think he is a bit like that in real life, right? I know he's a hunting type of person.
He's very that, yeah. So
very that.
He's
also
a hunting church-going type, isn't he? What does he say as well to Low Shoulder when he sees they've got eyeliner on?
I think does he call him gay?
I think he might. It's
seems like it might be right.
Something as obvious as that, isn't it? Yeah. Hint of jealousy. He could never pull off the old eyeliner. Maybe these days. Probably not.
But Jennifer wants to get in with Adam Brody in the band as they show up in their tight black shirts and tight pants.
Yeah.
That's probably.
Yeah, and then Megan Fox is obviously trying to chat him up a little bit. And she says she's going to go and get them a drink, which is one of those 3-layered shot things where you have to drink it quickly because otherwise it all just mixes together and turns brown. Have you ever had one? Have you ever had one of those shots? And what was your experience?
So. Yeah,
I think mine was brown. I had something brown.
What's this? This brown shot? It was one of those 3 red, white, and blue drinks. I hate it when you drink something like that. You know, like a shot, and obviously they've got they're all different consistencies as well. Yeah, it's such a bizarre experience.
There's one called monkey's brain or something. And it was like a thicker, milky kind of one, and they put it over the spoon, and it made like a little brain shape thing in the shot glass. And as you drank it, you felt it you felt yourself get a new brain.
Yeah, it's not a nice experience, is it?
Not a party, no.
Well, what annoyed me about it's just little details in films that annoy me, as you might be able to tell. She bought the drinks, and then the band start playing. I'm like, first of all, right, you've gone and bought him a drink, and now he can't drink it because he's playing. Second of all, he must have known they're about to go on, so why didn't he say, "Well, I haven't got time, sorry." Yeah. Just made her waste her money on that disgusting drink.
A very time-sensitive drink as well, so that would be
you can't just leave it.
So he's finished.
Yeah, and I know I already mentioned like bands in films. It kind of sucks when they suck, but Low Shoulder are pretty awesome, right?
It's a bop. It's a tune.
It's a bop.
For real.
Yeah, and while they're playing, just like a fire just seems to start. Did I miss how it started, or did it just kind of start electrical?
I don't think we ever find out, but I'm pretty sure it's them who started it. But I'm not too sure if it's some magic-y thing happening, some Satan thing that's caused the fire.
Yeah.
Because it just seems to start. I'm guessing they set it. They must have got it going.
Yeah, I think it's like hinted at because of their nefarious intentions. They're the ones that like started to kind of progress that element of their plan.
When everyone's burning to death, they're quite casually just getting their stuff out and.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, better leave.
So then they want to take Jennifer with them because they think she's a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
And Needy told them she was a virgin because she thinks that they want her for sexy stuff, but they don't. They want a virgin for not sexy stuff.
Yeah.
The opposite of sexy stuff.
Satanic stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's I don't know if they've kind of like drugged her or something, because she seems to get in the car. She's quite like washed out. She's not quite there. She seems to be following Adam Brody. Well, just Adam Brody's magnetism, I guess, that sort of gets her into the car.
Yeah,
definitely.
We'd all do the same thing. Me and you, Ben. We'll be climbing into that car so fast.
What, with Adam Brody? Where are you going? I don't care.
I don't.
I'm coming along for the ride. Yeah, so Needy just goes home, doesn't she? But when she goes home, like, no one's there, are they? Like, is her mum out somewhere?
I think her mum's working. Her mum's like a nurse, I think, isn't she? So she kind of works the late shifts and what have you. So she goes back after Jennifer ignores her about not getting in the van with the creepy men. And then
it's not recommended, I don't think.
No.
In any situation. And then there's a moment where she thinks she hears something. Is it a little bit later? Or is it pretty much?
Yeah, because she phones Chip on the way home, and he's a little puppy. He's like, "Are you okay?" And it's cute. And she's like, "Yeah, but they took Jennifer." Da, 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 da. And then she gets back to hers, and things unfold.
That's right. Yeah. So there's like a knock at the door. She goes downstairs, and then nobody's at the door. But then she's pretty quick to like kind of go, "Oh, can't be anything then." But I'm like, no. If I would have heard a knock at the door, I'd be investigating further, and she'd be like, "Oh, fucking out there." But then we see the classic, like, do we see like a shape or a figure or some sort of movement in the background?
Yeah, like move. She walks behind her or something. Yeah, into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Straight towards the food.
Big mood.
Yes, what's that?
Big mood. I think we've all been there.
She's like covered in blood and stuff, and
she's covered in blood, and like Needy isn't reacting, and like, because you would be immediately like, "Oh my god, are you hurt? Oh my god, we got to get to the hospital or something." But she doesn't seem to. I don't know. There's something not quite right about her reaction, but I guess it's just Megan Fox covered in blood, and she just wants chicken.
Just another Friday night. Yeah.
Just another Friday night. She always turns up covered in blood, and you go, "Jennifer, where have you been? Do you want
in the kitchen?"
So there's something about her as well. I don't think her eyes changing at this stage. She just looks a bit.
Yeah, she looks strung out at this point. You know, really, really gaunt, and definitely not worse for wear.
It's weird that she would look gaunt, because aren't we supposed to believe if we? But it's by the time she tells her story, are we supposed to believe that she's just fed around this?
I think she must have been.
Yeah.
At the time, I thought she killed the band, but obviously she hasn't.
No. No, we do work out who she kills.
Yeah, she killed the band then, because they keep going on and doing like charity gigs and being like, "Where?"
Yeah.
They get mega famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
A charity gig based on like the fire that they caused is like.
Yeah, for real, right?
Yeah.
So then she chunders. She vomits like a horrible black, like living spiny.
Yeah,
gross.
it's the advert for that like Dolby surround sound. Do you know what I mean? They have that spiky, bouncy thing.
Yeah.
You feel dust coming down from the ceiling.
What are you doing vomiting an advert at me? Jesus.
Yeah.
And does Jennifer just leave? I think she just leaves, doesn't she? And then we see like Needy is like mopping it up. And apparently she was mopping it up all night, but then she gets to school the next day. I'll put up the horrible. I'd leave it to the morning. That's the kind of thing I'd leave to the morning. I'd look at it and I'd go,
yeah,
I can't face that. Yeah. I cannot face the spiny, black, disgusting fluid. I'll leave it to the morning.
Seems legit. I would do the same.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
It looks like so my dog likes to roll in fox shit, and it looks like as soon as she sees fox shit, she likes to roll in it, and it looks like the same kind of tarry black mess.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's not. I should have brought that up. I'm sorry.
Gotta leave that. Just leave that to the morning as well, Luke. That's what I do. Just go right. If you've rolled in it,
you can't. The smell is unrealistic. Like it should not exist.
You've rolled in it. You could sit in it.
Roll in that pure evil. So the next day, Jennifer is fine now. She's like
glowing.
Yeah. She said something to Needy. I think she has a bit of a go at Needy because Needy's going on about how you were covered in blood last night and you vomited on my kitchen floor.
She kind of like keeps shutting people down who are like, oh my God, people died in the fire and isn't it a tragedy? She's like, oh God.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah. And then she does a second kill. The brother of someone who died. She takes him into the it's the brother, Chris Pratt's brother.
Yeah, it's like the meathead, typical jock fella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all upset, and she starts trying to get him in the mood, but then says something like, "Are you sad about your? Is it a friend? Is it his friend or his brother that's died?"
I thought it's brother, but I don't know.
Yeah. She tries to get him in the mood, and then she says that, and he's like, "Sorry, that's a mood kill." And then we get like the Snow White moment as well, where all the animals are gathering around to watch.
A little pervert, yeah.
I actually feel quite bad for a lot of the people that I don't know this guy too much, but the other guy, the My Chemical Romance fan.
Kyle Gallner, I loved him too, obviously. I was a little emo kid. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, because it's like...
What's his name?
The actor's called Kyle Gallner.
Okay. Oh, yeah. What have I seen him in before?
He's been in a couple of other like low budget things. I don't know. He didn't look as goth in them, so I didn't watch them. So.
Veronica Mars.
Okay. Oh my God, he is like Veronica Mars. Did you say? I'm just trying to look at what films he's been in. Nothing. Oh, he's in Red State. You know the Kevin Smith film, the one in the church of all the. I don't know if that was a big role.
He's on Twitter as well.
He's on Twitter. I mean, definitely an icon. He looks like, although he did remind me a little bit of, you know, when what's his name in 21 Jump Street. Do you remember when he's got a flashback to when he's like an emo goth guy in high school?
Yes.
He looks like him, and that's immediately what I thought. I was like, he looks exactly the same.
Oh no.
He's got it's the same outfit and the same hair as
his face suits that look though, I think.
Jonah Hill, I think.
Oh, okay. But this guy's face looks like the people who I used to know who dressed like that.
Yeah.
Like he looks like he probably suits it. I imagine he listens to The Used. He seems like someone who would listen to The Used.
What was he list? I love The Used.
I
love Bert. I love Bert.
But
what was he listening to though? Because he was listening to something, and
the Screeching Weasel cover of I Can See Clearly Now.
Yes, I know. I kind of thought they had a perfect opportunity there to put in some classic, I don't know, maybe like 2009 era AFI or something. Just I think that would have suited him more, but you know, I wasn't in charge of that.
Maybe a bit of Finch. Just trying to remember people. Those kind of bands. So that's a little bit later on anyway, but she brutally kills this guy. I don't know if we see too much of it, but then she goes swimming, listens to the sword, which is my favourite scene.
So when she's swimming, she gets out and she's like steaming, isn't she?
Yeah.
So I guess that's the first hint that she's hot. There is a great moment where J.K. Simmons, who plays their teacher, hears like the blood-curdling screams of pain.
Oh, yeah.
And he says, let it all out, kids. Let it all out.
That's a good bit.
And then he realizes, hang on a minute, that sounds a little bit suspicious. I would have kind of liked it if he left it at that. Get it all out, kids. Just assumed someone
just drives off.
Yeah. See you later. But then he goes and finds this guy. What's the guy's name? He's like the football captain, but basically he's been like disemboweled, hasn't he? Do we see a little flash of Jennifer, kind of the demon coming out of her face a little bit, don't we?
Yeah.
It's like a quick zoom in kind of vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. And around about this time, Low Shoulder are gaining popularity because they've been doing charity stuff based on the fire that killed a few people at the school. Their songs like become really popular. The Through the Trees song, which everyone's kind of loving, except Needy. She's not into it. Like, this damn song. Turn it up. Yeah. And don't they say they're gonna release a charity song or do a charity appearance just to help raise money?
Yeah, they're going to do like a charity appearance and give like some paltry percentage of the profits of the song to the aid.
3%.
Yeah.
And I think Needy does say, what's going to happen with the other 97%? And then there's a Low Shoulder fan who I think is the same girl who called her lesbian gay, right?
Yeah.
And she's a bit like, Low Shoulder, American heroes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Needy has seen the truth. We get a bit of a time jump here as well, don't we? Doesn't it go forward by like a month?
Yeah. And Thingy hasn't eaten anybody for a while, so she's kind of super pasty, looks constantly sort of hungover. She's getting hungry, I think, because also I don't know why, but so Colin, there's a bit of a thing between Needy and Colin. There's like a flirtatious, maybe it's there, maybe it isn't, but both Needy's boyfriend Chip and Jennifer think there's something there, I think, because Jennifer has this need to kind of swoop in a little bit on whoever.
It feels like, sorry for jumping in there, but it feels like Jennifer's kind of preying on what is probably not really anything. It's kind of like a friendship or like a mutual respect thing between Colin and Needy, and she's kind of preying on it in order to manipulate Chip so that he starts thinking something's perhaps up, so then she can swoop in and snap him up. Because Needy sort of does say that Colin's like a really nice guy. He seems like a nice guy. And he asks out Jennifer, doesn't he?
Yeah, he wants to go see Rocky. Was it the Rocky Horror Picture Show? And she goes, I don't like boxing movies. Oh.
Yeah.
To be fair though, when she says that, he does just walk away.
He does. He's like, film.
Yeah, which I kind of respect him for that, because you could want to go, I'm sorry, it's not a boxer, but he doesn't. He just goes, right, okay, yeah, that's fine. We're not compatible. See you later.
Yeah.
And she kind of actually,
Yeah, it just feels all kind of tragic for Colin. I feel like it's a little bit too harsh, because not only was he kind of getting out of that anyway, she kind of swoops in again to sort of grab his attention, but the actual death scene seems a little bit harsh to me. Like, it doesn't do that kind of death where she attacks and then it cuts away. She's like breaking his arms or something. Like, she says, I need you scared.
I need you hopeless.
That's the one, yeah. And she's like, we hear him screaming for quite a while before it cuts away. Oh, because at the same time, it's super cut in with Needy having sex with Chip for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and she sees something on the ceiling, doesn't she? What does she see on the ceiling?
She sees like blood, and then she sees Jennifer.
Yeah, that's it. That's
right. Why did she see Jennifer?
Box when they're doing that, but like, she sees her in the corner of the room, and then she gets freaked out.
Yeah, I mean, she's screaming, and for some reason, Chip is misconstruing it as her enjoying herself.
On the back, like, no, she's thinking.
And I think he even says, "Am I too big?" We've all been there, Chip. We've all been there.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. I don't know how, because they don't find Colin, do they? They find him later on, or someone finds him.
So she just rips him apart. Like, we see, obviously, the shadow, the silhouette of her sort of tearing him up. And then even a scene where she's kind of like scooping blood out of his corpse and sucking it up, drinking it.
Yeah.
Which is, it's pretty harsh. It feels like in a film like this, when certain people get their comeuppance, when they're killed by her, you're going to feel like, yeah, they had it coming, they deserved it. But with this guy, you kind of feel a bit like, oh. But then maybe that's supposed to show us how the evil really has taken over Jennifer.
Yeah. So I guess there's Colin's funeral, and there's like the other emo kids. They're like, take me with you to hell or whatever they were saying. And then the mum says, like, when they found him, he looked like a lasagna with teeth.
Yeah.
Or a lasagna with eyes, one of those. That's a good description. That's a really good description.
Good one, to be fair.
So they're being all like melodramatic, aren't they? And basically, their speech sounds like maybe the Cure lyrics or something, but they're sort of saying, but they say something, and then obviously she says, "You don't know pain. Pain is," and then she describes finding him and stuff. So yeah, it's a pretty sort of heart-wrenching moment. In the middle of this film.
So I don't know where it goes from here. So Jennifer admits to the whole thing quite openly. I don't know how it comes up, but she starts telling them about the sacrifice. Low Shoulder took her, and they were singing a song. I don't know what song it was, but they were all singing a song together as they were like stabbing her.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what song it is, but they all start having a little sing along, don't they? Like it's jamboree.
There's also like a weird element. There's like a little whirlpool, which people throw stuff down, and they don't know where it disappears to. Why? What's that?
Is that? I kept thinking maybe it's a real place and a real thing, because I think Devil's Kettle is a real place. But I don't know about the thing.
I thought it was a weird thing to add, because it doesn't really add too much to the story, does it? They put tennis balls down it.
For them to throw but apart from that, no.
Yeah.
What was that, George?
Interesting.
They the Low Shoulder guys, once they've kind of killed her, they chuck the knife into the ball thing, and then that's a callback because you see it again at the end.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
I think it is a real place. Researchers have spent hundreds of years trying to solve the mystery. Hang on, this visual looks exactly like the visual from the film. They've even got the same coloured balls. I mean, like the little things that they throw.
These guys, they're running their website, just putting very strange pictures on it.
That's actually really cool. Then I take it back.
What's it called again? The thing?
Devil's Kettle.
Yeah, but what's the thing called? The
whirlpool.
The whirlpool. I can't remember. That's what they called it something. Maybe I imagine that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess it's like it adds to like this weird sort of like supernatural element stuff. That is a horror movie like begging to be made, right? Though, isn't it? People going down into that little hole to find something. And just find a load of orange balls.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jennifer also admits that she killed the foreign exchange student when she woke up. Is they killed her? What did they do with her body? We don't know that, do we?
I don't think it's ever actually.
No, it's not. So it's almost like what? Obviously, they tried to sacrifice her to the devil, right, in order to make a deal for them to be rich and famous.
I guess because
she's not a virgin, and they kill her, like the demon somehow goes into her rather than takes her as a sacrifice. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we know that she is killing people. I can't remember where it goes from here. I guess there's the big dance thing.
Yeah. The ball. Yeah.
Well, we do get some classic scenes of Needy going to the school library and the occult section.
Yeah.
Do school libraries have occult sections? Does the university library have an occult section, Georgie?
I'm thinking where it would be. I think it might be. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out next time I'm in work.
Yeah, I want to see like just loads of little videos of you looking at different occult books.
Like a montage.
A montage. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Couldn't pick that word there for a second. I was like a montage.
Yeah. So
she tells Chip. So Needy takes Chip aside and sort of explains what is happening with Jennifer and that she's been killing people, and tells him not to attend the school dance. And Chip basically just says, "I love you, but what?" Yeah, and then she does the nicest thing she could do. She breaks up with him in order to protect him. But by breaking up with him, like, that's not really stopping him going to the dance, is it?
I think it's just because she knows that Jennifer seems to want to get.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah. People that she's with. Yeah. So Dee gets dressed up in a sort of crazy big red dress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very 80s.
Yeah.
Chip is walking to the dance, and that's where Thingy pulls him aside, Jennifer, and then she starts smooching him.
Yeah.
He starts smooching a little bit. Well, he's been broken up with, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, is that in the park, right?
Yeah. She does say that Jennifer was smooching with. No, Jennifer says that Needy was getting with Coleridge.
You've been smooching with everybody.
Smooching with my brother.
I never did. Cheeks, Boney Bab, Cliff. You've been smooching. Sorry.
It's the best scene on film ever. Yeah.
It's a lie.
I love you.
We could go on. So she smooches Chip. I don't know. I mean, yeah. Are we meant to think that she kind of puts not a spell upon anyone because it's Megan Fox, so bless him. But yeah, she's obviously taking advantage of his sorry state in the current times. And then what happens after that?
Well, she takes him to this pool. It's a bit weird actually because she takes us to a pool that's like got like overgrowth, very gothic-y looking pool with weird looking trees and stuff. And then Needy goes to the ball and Low Shoulder are playing.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like Low Shoulder were going to get there was going to be more stuff happening at the ball, and Low Shoulder were going to get their comeuppance there, but that doesn't really happen.
Also, here's something. Tell me if this is a plot hole or what. But Low Shoulder seem to be doing really well, right? They seem to be flying up the charts, selling a lot of their music, getting bigger gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't actually sacrifice Jennifer to the devil and as a virgin, and I don't know. Are we meant to think that the devil's just toying with them and then it's going to tear it all away? I don't know, because it seems like the sacrifice worked, even though it shouldn't have.
Have you watched the end credits to the film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do get their comeuppance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know why I didn't even. Yeah, they do. There's me like trying to work out what happened to them. They sail off into the sunset, don't they? At the end.
You got holes.
That means you can sacrifice anyone willy-nilly and not even consider their virginity, and just be like, it's a win-win either way. Why do people even think about virginity or not?
Here's what I want to know.
Let's start sacrificing.
I'm assuming it was Adam Brody's idea. How did he convince the rest of the band that it was a viable thing to do?
Well, there's actually a pretty good scene where they were talking about how there's loads of like great indie bands. Like
that's right, landfill indie.
Yeah, I like that aspect. I like that kind of satirical, humorous sort of take on it. And they were saying the only way to get noticed. Oh, what is it? There's a really good line actually. Something about the only way to get noticed is to sacrifice. I don't know. There's a really good line. You're gonna have to watch it because I can't remember.
It's an interesting dynamic between the band members. I thought. A couple of the guys don't seem too into it. Some of the others are kind of like whatever. It seems like Adam Brody's doing all the legwork there. His name's Nikolai Wolf. I didn't even notice that. That's a great name.
Yeah, and they've all got tattoos of the crescent moon.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Do you like that tattoo, Georgie? I just saw you pointing to it.
I've got a tattoo of a crescent moon. Who knows? I mean, not because of that film though, so that's okay.
Okay. Pretty cool if you did.
It's from a Fall Out Boy lyric. It's far lamer, but no.
There's this is where there's a kind of the big standoff here because Jennifer has pushed Chip into the pool and is like biting his neck, being a proper succubus.
Yeah.
And then Amanda Seyfried nearly slips into the room, and then it's kind of like there's a flying kick or something to get her off. But it's cool. I like. There's a bit where Jennifer's like hovering or something, and sorry, Georgie, I know I'm probably butchering your like favorite movie ever. There's this bit where someone's like flying around or some shit. But then thingy undercuts it. Like Amanda Seyfried says something. I don't know. It's good.
Just like, oh, you're hovering. That's not even that impressive.
Yeah.
That whole scene has got some of the best lines of the film in it. Like it really does. And she goes after Amanda Seyfried, and she's like, "I thought you only attack boys," and she just goes, "I go both ways." It's just every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, initially I was a bit annoyed. I know this isn't actually what happens, but I thought that Chip had like the killing blow on her, and I was a bit like, oh no, not sure if I'm so into that. But luckily that isn't the way it goes, because she's all right pretty much. She's basically Wolverine, so she just see you later.
And Chip dies, right?
Yeah,
Chip dies. What does he say? He says something really.
I think I already died, but then when I heard your voice, I came back to life. And I will cry every time I hear that because it's very emotional.
Oh.
I know, he's a little puppy. He didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh, Chip.
But then we cut to what was early at the start of the film, not the very start, but the start-ish, where Amanda Seyfried goes to Jennifer's house to kill her. And Jennifer's like that. I don't know why we saw a close up of her teeth for some reason at the start of the film. She's got stained teeth. I'm not too sure why. Maybe she needs to eat. I think she's like in a rundown kind of state or something. So then they get into a scrap. Thingy's got the knife. Awesome.
A box cutter.
Yeah.
Get murder weapons from Home Depot. Yeah.
And she stabbed her in the tit.
Yeah.
I always feel like with those box cutters, I don't know if you get a good stab on them. Not that I've ever thought about it too much. They always feel a bit too bendy.
That's the point of them. Like
maybe it's like
if you bend them, they snap. That's the whole point of. Yeah, you can't stab someone with them, I don't think. I mean, it'll still go in if you give it the right angle.
I'm not giving it enough thought, I don't think. Yeah. I think someone gets stabbed with a box cutter in Breaking Bad, and I think I thought the same thing then. But they're too bendy. I'm always trying to stab myself with one.
You just want to get out the first notch, right? And then that's
yeah.
It's a swiper. It's a swiper rather than a
snap off the first notch.
Not a stabber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't stab her in the tit. She stabbed her through the tit into the heart. Which
that's how you get there.
Yeah. The way to a woman's heart. Through the tits.
And then her mum walks in and obviously sees the whole shebang.
Yeah,
so obviously, then we start to make a connection. Then we're like, okay, that's how she ends up in the asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I guess to that point, Needy has obviously tried to explain to the authorities that Jennifer was possessed by a demon and she'd gone around killing all these boys. And in fact, so like straight in the asylum for you.
Yeah. Then at the end, Amanda Seyfried can hover because she's been bitten by the demon. She's got some demon blood in her, so she's hovering, and then she walks through a fence, and it kind of looks like it's got that cartoon outline in the fence where she's going through it. I don't think it has, but it's just got like the body like that. And then she walks off into the sunset. Well, at night. And then the credits roll. Go on, sorry.
But she finds the knife alongside like some of the plastic balls. So obviously that's where the whirlpool ends. That's where the whirlpool gives out. And this is just at the side of the road, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, bit weird. And then she like hitchhikes somewhere, and then that's that. Apart from the end credits, which you mentioned, and I forgot about. Silly me.
Yeah. With the band all getting stabbed up, or it's like photo evidence the next morning or something, and the band's all dead. Yes, nice little ending. So instead of trivia, I've got some name game for you.
The only reason I'm here, I'll be honest.
You'd be surprised how difficult it is to rhyme something with Jennifer's body. Surprisingly difficult. But I gave it a go. Gosh darn it. I made some things fit. Okay, so the first one. It's about a girl called Jennifer. And she's sacrificed to Satan and comes back to life. But she's constantly damp.
Jennifer's soggy.
Jennifer Soggy. Yeah, correct.
I was nowhere near it.
Tenuous, but I like it.
Well done.
That one's tenuous. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is a great film. It's about a girl called Jennifer, and she's sacrificed to Satan and comes back to life. And everything she makes from that point on is just not very good. It's below par. It's somewhat lazy.
Jennifer's shoddy.
Jennifer Shoddy.
Look, some can sing, some can dance. I can play this game.
Good at this, Jordy.
You've been practicing.
Were you good at this last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one. It's about a girl called Jennifer, and she sacrificed to Satan. Satan, hail Satan! Sacrificed to Satan and comes back to life, but like she's constantly nasally. She's like always full of phlegm.
No, I'm gonna give that a chance.
Compose yourself, Ben.
Say it again. Sorry, I was laughing.
So she comes back to life, and she's constantly like nasally, always full of phlegm.
Jennifer's snotty.
Close.
Ah!
It's good, but it's not right.
Jennifer's.
I think George, you might have it.
Oh, Georgie.
Snotty, I'll be honest.
Okay, it's not that. You get...
Jennifer's.
She's all
up.
Close.
Jennifer's.
Just sound.
Snod. Does it begin with sn?
No.
Oh.
But it ends in og-e.
Okay.
We can come back to it if you want to.
Okay, yeah, it's a thing.
Okay.
It's not a regional thing, is it, Luke? So I struggle with this stuff.
Maybe actually, I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Okay. So this one then is about a girl called Jennifer, and she's sacrificed to Satan. It comes back to life, but she's constantly tired.
Jennifer's groggy.
Jennifer's groggy.
Yeah.
One in the bank.
Okay.
The last one then. So Jennifer is sacrificed to Satan. It comes back to life as a private soldier.
Private soldier.
I didn't know this was limited to private soldier. I just thought it was a soldier. That's what you called soldiers.
I was going to say Bobby then, but that's like a police.
There you go.
Jennifer's Bobby. That's police.
No. Could have done that one, but that would have been better actually.
Jennifer's bodyguard.
No, so that could have worked as well.
That's a mashup of films that I would definitely watch.
Yeah.
So we've got two. We've got Jennifer is all nasally, and Jennifer is a private soldier.
Private soldier.
I haven't worked this hard in years. Jennifer's.
I'll give you the last one because I think that might be too obscure. Bobby would have been better. This is Jennifer's Squaddy.
Squaddy. Nice. I like that.
Yeah. I really want you to get this nasally one though.
Describe her state. She's nasally. Congested.
It's congested. So her pipes and tubes are all
bunged up.
Don't say bunged. Say the other thing that's like, say the synonym of bung.
Jennifer's blocky.
Another synonym.
The other one.
Oh, you're all... Okay, so not just human pipes get up. Other pipes get...
No, we said bung, didn't we?
Blocky. Does it begin with B?
Cloggy.
What was that one?
No, I think I just made a sound. I don't think it was a word.
But it was very close though.
Cloggy.
Jennifer's cloggy.
Okay.
Okay. I thought that was what Georgie said, so you could probably have the point. I mean, this is going to make for great podcast listening. That's what I can think.
I think everyone will be well into
take that one.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be shouting. Cloggy! Cloggy. See, if I was bunged up, I don't think I'd say cloggy.
Maybe that's a regional thing then. I mean, I don't think I would either. If
you said cloggy, I might be like, "Oh, are you? Maybe you need to go to the toilet." Let me
tell you my technique for making these. these
I might be like, "You need to eat more fiber, mate."
I go body, cloggy, soggy, and then I just start to make up the stuff around them. So
it's good though.
I'm gonna start saying people are cloggy. Oh, you're clogged up.
You're all clogged up.
Yeah.
Say that? I don't know. I'd use other words first, I think.
Bunged. You used it about 5 times.
I love the word bunged. I love the word bunged.
That is a good word.
Bunged is a good word to say when you are bunged up.
Bunged.
It's like
James bunged.
Bunged. I'm going bunged up, and you go, you really are.
Yeah. Try to say clog. Try to say clogged when you're clogged.
I'm all clogged up. Yeah, see, it hasn't got as much impact.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We need to rate the film. I actually don't know what I'm going to go for. So I'll wait for you to decide, and then I'll just jump on yours.
Georgie, maybe you like to go first, because then you can start us off on that.
I have a feeling I might know around where George is.
Are we doing letters, numbers? How would you prefer?
Letters.
We normally like to do letters, but
yeah, because infinity isn't a letter, which is why I asked. So A++ ****.
Oh.
We've not had A++ *** before.
That's the highest rating for any film ever on this podcast.
Yeah.
Rightly so, to be honest.
Yeah. Ben, are you going for an A++ ***?
I'm not going to go for an A++, but I maybe got some reasoning behind it. Obviously, if I had seen it back then, perhaps I'd hold it in the higher regard than now, because this was the first time I'd seen it, and because it was a bit of an insane experience for me, where I felt a lot of stuff that I hadn't felt for a long time. I heard a lot of stuff I hadn't heard for a long time. So it was like, it's really hard to put a finger on it, but it's like I had a nostalgia trip for a film I'd never seen before, which is kind of like nuts. Yeah. That being said, I did enjoy it. I think maybe obviously as a genre mashup, I was kind of expecting maybe a bit more from the horror side, but I don't think it suffers too much from that. So I'm not going to go crazy high. I'm definitely not going to go low. So I'm going to go for just a B. A B for body.
Ooh.
A B for body. What's rude about a body?
Well, I was going to go for a B, but seeing George's reaction to that, I'll go with a B+. I actually, I think this is a cool film. I think I'm probably going to enjoy it more the second time. I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's a bit of a comfort film. Like, if you know the lines and you know all of the little jokes and stuff, then I think it's going to work better and better each time. It's cool. I always like films and appreciate films that are kind of weird and slightly off the beaten path. So I think a B for now, but it could be a grower.
I feel the same. I feel like it might be one that I look back on fondly, and then when I see it again, I'm definitely going to like recommend it to people now. Because if a lot of people out there haven't seen it, which it might seem like a lot of people haven't, then definitely check it out, because it is an A++ ** movie.
Yeah, it's definitely not. What was the Mr. Wasp put half a star? The opening scene really drove me in. Unfortunately, after that, the movie happens. I thought the opening scene, I wasn't sure about it.
What was? Oh, the opening scene.
That was the opposite.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Is it better than the Godfather, though, Luke?
Who even is the Godfather? Like what?
I haven't seen the Godfather in a long time, but I don't want
to. I couldn't say one way or another. I think if you gave me the options, sorry, go on, Georgie.
No, I was going to say Megan Fox could do the Godfather. Al Pacino or whoever Italian man, Robert De Niro, he couldn't do Jennifer's body. No.
True.
I like seeing Marlon Brando as Jennifer's body.
That guy.
I go both ways.
Yes. Amazing.
I think if you gave me the option of watching Jennifer's Body again tonight or The Godfather, I probably would say Jennifer's Body. It's 9:20. I can't be sticking on The Godfather right now. Jesus.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. All right. Before we go then, Georgie, did you want to send people anywhere?
I mean,
go and watch Jennifer's Body.
So as you mentioned at the start, I head over to the Valkyries. That's where I do a lot of my words. If you know, they didn't put you off too much. So we're on Twitter at Valkyries blog. And you can check out all of our nerdy content there.
Cool. And you're on Twitter?
Me? Awesome. Yeah, it's good stuff, right? You can go to my personal if you want. It's just Georgie Broad. That's me.
Cool. I'll put the link in the show notes. Ben, you're also on Twitter at Ben_Errington.
That's my username on everything.
Yeah.
So you can find me everywhere, in every dirty little corner of the internet.
I found him, look, he's here.
I found him, here he is again.
Right in the dirtiest part of the internet.
I can see everything you're doing. Yeah, so that's me.
Cool. I'm at Luke of Condor with a K. And yeah, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, become a patron over at patreon.com/Hawk and Cleaver. Thanks to Kovac Cameron for our theme music. Thanks to Acast for hosting the show. Thanks to the listeners. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing and join the Facebook group, Horror Hangout Board Advisors. Thanks to my co-hosts, Ben and Georgie. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Absolute pleasure.
Take care.
Bye.